Good morning, Soulshine listeners. This is Serenity Jenny. I'm your host. This is episode 26. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to talk to you today about a new curriculum, the new curriculum of life. And, we're going to start doing some really awesome things at the center. And I'm super excited. I'm in love with the number 9. Actually, I love all numbers. Number 9 means like spiritual completion, like an end of a chapter. So when you see 9s, it's like, okay, that's done. What's next? So, today to me feels like 420 is a 6. 6 is a harmony number. And then if you add 6 and 2018 together, 2018 is Ascended Master Year. That's an 11. You're going to get an 8. So 8's infinite connection with Source. Today is a great day to start something infinitely connected to your being. So I am doing that myself today, but I'm going to find some really awesome programming for the center and put it in place. I shouldn't say find. I should say download. I'm downloading information from Spirit to bring it to you because that's what I do. I'm a channel. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. I'm usually a large in the summer, sometimes an extra large in the winter. It depends. And I'm okay with that. Rocking those curves, ladies, right? So medium, extra large medium. I think that might be a title to a book that I might write. I don't know. Talking about books, this week is hopefully the launching. The first week of May will be the launching of the book. Going to have a release party. We'll keep you all notified of when that comes out. Unapologetically Authentic will be available on Amazon and also downloadable version on Kindle and in print at the store at the center in Mount Pleasant. You can find us on synergysprings.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Serenity Jenny or Synergy Springs Soul Center. And we'd love to hear from you. 724-953-9733. Give us a call or text. I would love to hear what country you're listening from. Let us a comment, a like, a share. Oh my gosh, this is also awesome. I love being connected all over the world. This is so fun to do. And I'm totally addicted to podcasting. So Bob Savino, who's a poet and a Kansas City sage, self-defined, his quote is, "I have to find it here, right here, bursting uncontainably through the slipshod, dragged down dead center of one ordinary life, this new curriculum." So it's like a lesson plan for life. The basic foundation on which every principle rests is that there's some guy, maybe you think of him like Gandalf, maybe you think of him like a her, maybe, he's up there with the gavel and saying, you suck, you don't, you go here, you go there in your mind. Maybe he's like the president in your mind, I don't know, of like the galaxy, not the president. No, I didn't mean to intend or like infer that I mean him, but it's an invisible energy force, right? I often describe it like glitter, but there's this invisible force, like, Luke, I am your father, may the force be with you. That's actually real. That's actually happening. There's an invisible force out there of energy that contains infinite possibilities. So I want to talk to you today a little tiny bit about that. I want you to give the force homework. I really do. I want you to make your own experiment. I want this to be your first lesson in the lesson plan of this new curriculum. And I want you to find out what your higher power is. God, Source, Creator, Universe, Spirit. Whatever you see that to be. Mother God, Father God, her, him, it. I did a meditation on my back porch one time it was September of 2013, I think now. I'm thinking about it. That was a big change year for me. I got attuned to Reiki. I had my first Reiki session in January. I got attuned to 1 and 2 in June, 2 separate dates. And my life changed because of Reiki. My limitations fell to the floor. My belief in all things being good and all things being energy was completely underscored. I knew it in my being, but I had no way to prove it, and I had no way to show anybody what I meant. Enter Reiki from stage right, and everything changed. Everything became instantly crystal clear. The clarity that I had, clarity of mind, clarity of heart, clarity of being, was just ridiculous. And I highly, highly suggest, if you have not had a Reiki session, go find somebody that your soul resonates with and get one. Your mind will be blown. Because, there is an invisible force field of infinite possibility out there. You just got to tune into it. You just have to allow it. Allow it into your life. Allow the infinite source of beingness into your life. Because guess what? It is you. It is inside you. There's a spark of that divine creator source, whatever you want to label it as, inside your being. And when that frequency matches up with the field frequency, look the hell out. All bets are off. You are limitless in your being. You are now connected to that source, which, whatever you want to define it, but I want to help you define it. I want to help you define God as you see it. There's more than one pathway to God too. And, herein lies some things that get stuck like little burrs in my bonnet. I am never going to define God for you. I'm going to offer you suggestions and reflections and guidance. Okay. I am going to give you the steps to the dance with a higher power, right? I'm going to be like your dance instructor. Maybe that's what we'll call this episode, Dancing with the Divine. Defining the dance with the divine. Oh my goodness, that was really good. That sounds really good. I better write that down, right? So the word guidance one time was explained to me as God, G, you, I, you and I, dance, Guidance. So through God, or through our spiritual connection, through our soul connection, you and I have this dance. You and I are dancing right now. My soul is spinning your soul around the floor in big circles saying, look at this move, and look at this move, and look, I'll dip you. Check out the stars, see the sun, feel the warmth on your body. This is a divine dance that you have with your source and creator and all that is. You're functioning in it all the time. All of life is a dance floor. It's amazing. Who you letting throw down the beat to? Like, really, ask yourself, who is controlling the music? Is it like dum dum da dum dum da dum? Who the fuck is playing that? You fire that DJ instantly. This is your soundtrack. This is your dance floor, and this is your dance, and you are the star of the show. And don't you ever forget it. Ever. Ooh, this is a good podcast. I just gave myself chills. I love it. I think I'm channeling a little bit, and I do think that that's going to happen more and more and more, because I try to have a plan for an episode, because my buddy Paul, who likes to help me with my podcast, tells me all the time I need to plan, make my episodes, make my notes, and damn it, if I can do it, I can't. I just sit down and I talk. I talk because, and Paul has some awesome podcasts. Go check them out. PaulFavolutopodcast.com. Guy has like 4 shows, totally in awe of his abilities. He's helped me tremendously. Thank you, Paul. Have huge love for that man. He is phenomenal. So go check out his stuff. But honestly, I just feel like I sit down and I talk to you. Like if you were sitting across from me at my office, or we're sitting in the big cushy chairs in the first room there at the center, and we're just, bullshitting and talking about spirit and talking about alignment and talking about this divine dance we have with God. So God is leading this dance between you and I, because we are allowing it. We are allowing it to be in this delicious energy. And speaking of delicious energy, I coined that phrase from Esther Hicks. She channels Abraham. If you haven't checked out Esther and Jerry Hicks, you go do yourself a great big favor. You make a mental note, or text yourself, or write this down. Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Law of Attraction. being in the Vortex. Oh, love their work. Love. I just love hearing that woman talk. It's awesome. She is my hero. I really, really, really look up to that woman a ton. I would love to meet her someday. So, hey, Esther Hicks, if you're listening to this, I would love to meet you. And I aspire to be up on the stage channeling just like this, just like you. Thank you for laying the groundwork and blazing a trail for us. You are awesome. So let's look at this homework that you're going to have today, okay? Because my time's getting close to being to an end. So you are going to give the Force, right, exactly 2 days, 22 sets of 24 hours, so 48 hours to make the presence known. You're going to demand a clear, unmistakable sign, something that cannot be written off as a coincidence, because you know your little brain, right? We like to say, that's a coincidence. They don't exist, just FYI. I'm not sure if you know that or not, but coincidences are synchronicity. So allow yourself to become a little nuts and a little irrational and open up to this mystical experience, okay? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm speechless. Like, I can't even, there's an upside to irrationality, folks. Irrationality. There really is, because you don't have to have a plan. You don't have to understand it. And I actually think that there's a book about that too, The Upside of Irrationality. Thank you to my nephew, Josh. It's on my Audible, but I haven't quite listened to all of it yet. He's helped me with a lot too. He was an old soul in a young body. He's helped me a ton. So let's talk about this experiment and how we're going to do this, how now really works. And so if you want to give yourself like a legit experience, go get yourself a journal. I can be a 99-cent one from the dollar store. Just get a little journal, jot down the day and time, and ask the Force, your higher power, to make its presence known. He, she, it, whatever you see it like. I see God like glitter. I was starting to tell you that, got off on a tangent, but I was doing this meditation on my back porch, laid down, did the meditation, started seeing my passed over relatives as I was walking up this awesome crystal staircase, feeling the cold banister in my hand. As I got to the top, everything was pink. And then I started seeing all these little colored balls. I think I talked a little tiny bit about this. They're orbs. That's how spirit travels, right? So there's millions of them. And they are colors that I don't even have descriptions for. I literally cannot describe the colors that I saw. They were just beyond my comprehension and beyond my vocabulary to adequately describe them. And they all started moving like this huge parting, and this great big one came. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it has to be hundreds of feet tall. And my passed over loved ones were there. Like, I saw their faces and I knew people were there that I loved. And I saw all these balls like shooting back and forth, like pew, pew, pew. It was like the coolest thing ever. And they were all like going into the back of this great big one. And it just looked like this crazy swirling nebulous of colorful little teeny tiny like Dippin' Dots. Kind of like that, like swirling around, right? And I'm looking at it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was so taken, I couldn't even like function. And in that very moment, I realized that to me felt like God. There's my definition of God, a great big round orb made up of every color, probably every face of every person that I have ever met, and then some. And that we are all divinely blended, connected in truth and light and love and soul at our core to every single person on this plane. And it was the most humbling feeling I have ever had. And I honestly, I'm telling you right now, I could make myself cry because it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. And I remember that meditation so distinctly. I can tell you right now, my body's warm because I'm probably going back psychically and rereading my experience or remembering. That's what you do when you remember. I thought I was a genius in school. I was just psychic. That's funny. LOL, right? So I have this definition of God. And I'm like sick with glitter now, right? I always tell people, all you need is Jesus and glitter, or God and glitter. That's a book title too, right? God and glitter. and extra large medium. I better start writing this shit down.